Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Sally sewing tutorial. So in today's video I want to make the trending boubou with upper yoke. So we'll be replacing the yoke with this leftover lace fabric I have. So in here I have 2.5 yards of fabric, which is 2.5 yards, and I've divided it into two equal parts. So I'm going to go ahead to fold it into two, having a total number of 4 when on fold. So this is an English material and is by 60. So over here I'm done folding it, the back and the front, on top of each other. So I'll go ahead to start with my measurement. So sorry that this thing is not showing well. I didn't know the person recording wasn't doing it very well. So for my neck width I took 3.5 inches. You can go ahead to take as much as you want. So for the back I came down by 2 inches, while for the front I came down by, but let's leave that before we get to the front. So the total fabrics that I'll be using the entire length for my sleeve. So when I took the measurements, I have 22.5 inches in total. Like I said, if you want yours to be wider, you can use 3 yards. If you want it to be smaller, you can use 2 yards. So from that end of the sleeve I came down by 1.5 inches, and I slanted it over to the 3.5 inches I took for my neck width. So after doing this, I'm going to determine the wideness of my sleeve. So why I'm taking my shoulder measurement is because I want to know the total length of the sleeve after my shoulder measurement. So because I want to determine the wideness of my sleeve. So the wideness of my sleeve, I'll be using a total. It depends on how wide. You can use as wide as you want, but I don't want it to be too wide. So the round of my sleeve is supposed to be 12 inches. Then I increased it to 18 inches. So like I said, you can use 20, 22, depends on how wide. So I will place my tape on the fabric. Then 18 divided by 2, I have 9 inches. So I'll take 9 inches for my sleeve opening. So after that 9 inches, I added an extra 1 inch. That means half inch for joining the shoulder and half inch for closing the side of the dress. So like I said, the total inches of the entire fabric is 22 inches. So I'm going to measure 22 inches all the way down. Then I'll go to my upper body. Then I'll measure my bust circumference divided by 4, which is 40. 44 divided by 4, I had 11. Then I had an extra 7 inches to it. So I came in for the sleeve to the 7 inches. By the time I calculate everything, I had a total of 18 inches. So I took 18 inches from the bust down to the hip and down to the end of the fabric. This is how wide I want it to be. So I'm going to connect the round sleeve down to the bust. Because the fabric is very light, like very bright, I'm using a dark chalk, a pink chalk, but you can't still see it, and maybe the video is not. I'm so sorry for that. I don't know that the person that was recording me wasn't getting it right. So now I want to determine my pocket. So from the end of my sleeve I came down by 5 inches. So that is the pocket. So you can decide not to put pockets, but this is a style in tailoring, you can decide anything. So I wanted pockets in mine. So coming to the upper part of the dress, which is where my neckline is. So I'm taking a neckline of 7 inches because I don't want it to be too low. So you can take as deep as 9 inches. So from that 3.5 inches, I'm going to connect it back to the 7 inches. Then from that 7 inches I have, remember my I'm going to connect it to my sleeve opening, the end of my sleeve opening. So I'm connecting it with a curve or a slanted line. Remember, as at that point we have 10 inches plus the 1.5 we came down with, so we have a total of 11.5 inches. So from that 7 inches I'm going to connect it with a curvy line, a curvy slanting line. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut the necklines. First of all, I'm starting with the back. I'll be cutting the back and the front together for the back neckline. Then I'll cut out the shoulder slant. So this is me cutting out the shoulder slant. So just in case you didn't get the measurement with the chalk, by my cutting you're going to see what I did. So next I'm going to raise the upper part up. Please raise it up. Then I'll cut the V neckline I have there. So this is what I have. The next place I'm going to cut is the slanted line, the curvy slanted line that for the yoke. So I'll go ahead and cut this out right now. So after cutting this, we're going to replace it with our lace fabric. So this upper part is going to serve as a pattern. So now I'm cutting the side of the dress now. So this is what we'll have after cutting. You can see all the shapes. So for the pocket, I cut it together, but it's not enough. So I'm going to increase it with the yoke that I got, the piece for the yoke, because that's the extra fabric I have. Or if you don't have extra, you can increase it whatever you like. So right now, I'm going to take this out. First of all, I'm going to notch the center front so that when fixing the yoke, it will be easy. So I'll take this out. This is my lace fabric and I folded it into two. So I'm cutting it out according to how the yoke pattern is. The only thing is I'm going to add ½ inch at the down parts for joining. At this point, I'll go ahead to cut my lining for the yoke because my lace pattern was too light for my skin and I don't want to be wearing singlet inside. So if you don't want to add lining, what you have to do is just to fold the neckline 3/4 of an inch into two, quarter of an inch, sorry, into two, and you get what you want. So after doing this, I'm going to fix it to my dress. So guys, this is it. I fix it to my dress. Remember the part I notched the center front, so that is where each of the yoke started from with a little. So this is the lining I added to it. So with a little bit, it's going to overlap each other with 1/4 inch. So this is it. So I also went ahead to pipe the neck back line with the lining also. You can decide to use a bias, that's fine. So after doing this, I'm going to go, the next thing I'm going to go right now to do right now is to join the side of the sleeve. First of all, I'm going to fold it with ½ inch first of all, then I will run a stitch over on it at both sides. Then after folding it, I'll go ahead to join it by the side with ½ inch. Remember, that was what I added from the beginning. Whatsoever you added as side seam allowance, that is what you are going to use. So for this tutorial, I'm using a side seam of ½ inch because it's a boo dress and it will have a problem of it's too tight. So I'll go ahead and do this and I'll come show you the end result. This is what I have. I've come to the end of this tutorial. What do you think? You can make yours to be bigger than this way, but I just like it this way. I don't want it too big. So this is 2.5 yards of fabric by length 60. So this is how the back look like, and this is the front. I like the neck like this. I don't want anything that will open in my chest. So if you want it wider, you can come down to like 8 inch, 9 inch, depends on what you want, and you can increase the width of the neck. This is 3.5 inches that I used here. So 3.5 inches by 7 inches. So that is it. So guys, thank you for stopping by. I'll see you in my next sewing video. Bye for now.